From timeouts to excessive force, Quidditch seems to share a lot in common with other sports, but it also doesn't, because some rules are just plain weird. So you know in soccer there's the term known as a super sub, right? It's all about the one person who gets subbed in towards the end of a game and makes an instant impact by scoring or creating a goal. Well, Quidditch doesn't believe in this concept. In fact, no subs are allowed at all, even if the players are too tired or injured to continue. Sheesh! Talk about leaving it all on the pitch and playing to the death.
Don't forget, we're still playing.
Okay, the Wizarding World isn't that cruel. Because according to the Goblet of Fire, the Quidditch World Cup allowed for players to be switched out, since the games could last for a couple of days. The authorities realized that, get this, players needed to eat and sleep at some point, so they decided to be flexible here. Oh, how kind and considerate of them. More than anything though, this no subs rule proves that this game is the ultimate test of stamina, conditioning, and concentration. Because even if Quidditch is based on rugby, dodgeball, and tag, it's way more intense and taxing than any of these sports combined. Another odd thing about this wizard sport is its concept of a timeout. Now, everyone knows that a lot of sports allow for these types of breaks, most notably basketball. But unlike b-ball, where you'd have a quick huddle to regroup and gather your bearings, Quidditch actually allows for a timeout of up to 2 hours if the game has taken place for more than half a day. Technically, this means that your players could catch up on about 4 or 5 episodes of The Big Bang Theory before heading back onto the pitch. Now imagine being a spectator here. You head off to the big game, pack some snacks and refreshments for the occasion, then the teams take a 2-hour break.
It's one of my nightmares.
What do you do with yourself in the meantime? Is there some type of halftime entertainment or something? Maybe Quidditch has its own version of Super Bowl commercials. Who knows? By the sounds of it, attending one of these games isn't just a quick event or day out, but more like an endless cricket test match. And speaking of a rule that might hit you for 6, is Quidditch's use of boundary lines. In pretty much every sport, there's a designated area highlighted by lines or circles of where the play may take place. Quidditch works in much the same way. You mustn't go over the lines or else you surrender possession of the quaffle to the opposition. But while you can't cross the lines, you can fly as high up in the air as possible, which makes for some interesting permutations. 1. Has anyone actually flown all the way up into space and kissed the stars? And 2. Can wizards breathe in space if they've been there? Honestly, the answer to both questions is likely no, because yeah, this isn't the Fast and the Furious. Harry Potter doesn't need to go into space, but it would be cool. It certainly makes for a bigger playing field, that's for sure. While you might be limited by the horizontal lines, it's a free-for-all once you head upwards. Still, it's kinda weird how you have boundary lines, but you can do whatever you want in the other direction. These wizards really live with their heads in the clouds.
I love magic.
Also, what's up with the contact element in Quidditch? Even in the real-life version of the game, it's actually a thing that's technically allowed. Just take a look. Yeah, that's definitely gonna leave a bruise. But get this, you're not supposed to grab another player's broom or anatomy at all. Otherwise, it's deemed a foul, and there are 700, yes, 700 ways to cause this. So if you're looking at spearing your opponent or hitting them with a stone-cold stunner, you might not do too well in this game. It's not really much different from a sport like soccer, though. You can challenge a player shoulder to shoulder, but if you attack with your elbows or charge with an intent to obstruct, it's deemed a foul. At the same time, it does leave the rule open to possible interpretation and debate. Say, for example, a much heavier player leans into a lighter player. Is that technically fair, or should it be considered an obstruction? Well, that's probably why there are 700 different ways of causing fouls in this game, since no one really knows what the heck is going on half the time.
I swear I don't know!
But make no mistake about it, none of these rules are as peculiar as the one that relates to the Seeker. As everyone knows by now, only the Seeker can capture the snitch and effectively win the game for their team. Okay, fine. It's a crucial position on the pitch. We get it. But think about it this way. Does this not mean that a game of Quidditch is essentially just between two Seekers? Does anyone else actually matter in the grand scheme of things? It's a conundrum that makes you question the whole purpose of this silly rule, because it takes away the whole aspect of a team sport being about, well, the team. Sure, there are other roles to assist the Seekers, but if these star players are the only ones allowed to grab the glory, why does anyone else even bother playing at all? Seriously, even in football, the defenders or goalkeepers are capable of popping up with a winning goal and writing their names in the folklore, so it feels like anything is possible. In Quidditch, though, if you aren't a Seeker, you're practically a supporting player.
I feel sorry for you.
While we're still trying to wrap our heads around the strange rules of Quidditch, why not check out our video about the weirdest things cut from the Harry Potter books? Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for some more awesome videos. Thanks for watching.